It's beef fat, but it's not the meat itself.
Right, yeah. I mean, there might be a piece of meat in there too. I mean, it's part of removing it from the cow. So what happens is, I buy the cow by hanging weight. So after the cow's been slaughtered, and they hang it, they age it, that's what I purchase. So pretty much everything but the skin and the head is what I get.
And you buy how many in one?
I buy 2 cows. A cow weighs anywhere between 9 and 1,200 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So on a weekly basis, I get about 400 pounds of beef, fat, bones, organs, everything but the head and the skin.
Where does the head and the skin go?
That's the head they're not allowed to sell.
Oh, okay.
And the skin, they do whatever they do with skin.
And then who butchers it?
I have it broken down to what they call a primal, okay, which is they take it from a half cow and they break it down to all the pieces. So your New York strip, your ribeye, your sirloins. They put it, they vacuum seal it for me. They send it to me, and then I cut it down from there to steaks. So this is the fat that comes from after they break down the cow. So if you're thinking about a cow and it's sitting there, you got your hind quarter.
Right.
All right. So you're gonna take off the brisket. All right. And there's a bunch of fat around it. This is the fat that's around it, except for the cap on the brisket. They send this separately packaged.
And what do you generally do with it? I haven't seen it and noticed that you're giving it away before.
In the past, I've had folks, I do have folks who buy it. And ultimately, what I want to do is sell it all.
Okay.
I just think we started accumulating a lot since we're not getting the foot traffic that we did before pre-pandemic. So I got a little bit of excess of it. So my idea was to give some away, let people know we have it, and then sell it at a discounted price afterwards.
What are people doing with it when they buy it, do you find?
I have some folks who've made candles out of it. Others render it down so they can use it for cooking. Some folks are looking for it for soap. Other folks are looking for it to feed their squirrels and raccoons and birds. Apparently they soften it up, roll it around in some bird seed, and then put it in a cage.
Would you say demand for beef has gone up or down over the past few years?
Way up. And I've been here for 10 years, and the amount of beef that we sell has probably gone tenfold in the past 10 years. And 10 years ago, we sold a small selection of beef. We didn't cut anything ourselves. Today, not only do I carry a full line of prepackaged beef, mainly grass-fed beef, but I'm selling 2 cows a month out of it.
Wow.
Where even just 5 years ago, a single cow would have been a lot for us.
Does the cow break even on it, or is there good profit in it? Or?
There's a small profit in it. We have to be very diligent in our cutting of it and the use of all the byproduct. For example, just the beef bones itself. I sell it just below cost, just so I get something back for it, because there's so many bones that come with it.
Right.
Of course, the fat, I usually sell below cost. And that kind of lowers our margin on it. I try to make it up on our beef cuts and our ground beef, because we grind our own beef now from the trimmings of all of our cuts. So we just make it just above what we pay for it. Another farm that's part of a larger cooperative of beef farmers.
When the 2 cows isn't enough?
Yeah. Again, and a good example is a flank steak.
Okay.
A flank steak, you get 2 flank steaks per cow, 1 for each half.
Okay.
But in a grocery community, I could sell, 30 flank steaks. So unfortunately, then I have to go to a larger production, which would be a co-op of farms. So it might be 25 farms in this co-op, and where I can buy larger quantities of the same item. Where when I use a small local farmer, I kind of, I can only, produce what it is. So there'd be two choices the co-op has: is let the customer go somewhere else, or charge outrageous prices because of supply and demand.
Right.
So we do the lesser of two evils, and I use a company that uses a co-op of farms.
I see.
That still work in sustainable farming, and
you were saying, well, you think demand has gone up so much in the last 10 years?
I think there's a lot more education about it, a lot more proteins involved, people trying to be healthier, and with the grass-fed option, I think that's been the big boast of it. Our grass-fed went from a 0 to 100 in a short period of time.
I see.
10 years ago, you didn't even hear about grass-fed.
Have you gone out to the farm to see?
Oh yeah.
To see what it's like?
You can go out to Stryker Farms, and now the one big co-op, they're out of Colorado, so the co-op is yet to send me there. But as soon as the co-op is willing to send me to them, I'll be glad to tour them.
I guess calves are slaughtered for veal.
We don't carry veal here.
Okay.
Because of their practices, it's hard to find and substantiate a good veal producer. Now we do have one through D'Artagnan, where on special orders I'll bring in veal.
Okay.
But nothing that we sell out of the case readily. They have a French veal that is very sustainable and has been certified as humanely raised.
And how old is a cow generally when it's primed for meat?
About 6 months.
So from birth to
Just
slaughter.
6 months to a year, yeah.
They grow up. I guess they grow up fast.
They grow up fast. A lot of these cows are young. The grass-fed ones are even, they're much leaner, much smaller than a regular, grain-finished cow.
I see.
So we carry both. We carry 100% grass-fed, or we carry grain-finished, which is considered a natural thing. But they're using non-GMO grains,
I see.
non-corn, no corn fill.